Well, hello, everybody. I think we are live. It says we are, so it must be true. Welcome. Happy Friday to you. Made it another week. Can you believe it? And happy full moon. We have a Taurus full moon today. We'll talk a little bit briefly about astrology before we get started. But before we do anything, let us bring in some wonderful love energy into the moment. So we'll take a big, deep breath in, and as we do, we hold it for a moment, for however long is comfortable for you, and just think of something that you're grateful for that helps raise our love vibration. And then we'll bring in the singing bowl. Of course, exhale when you want, and then we'll bring in the singing bowl. So let's begin. Big, deep breath in. Beautiful. And then as we hit the singing bowl, as I usually do, we'll hit it 3 times. A beautiful singing bowl. And each time just imagine a beautiful waterfall of eternal, unconditional love energy from the cosmic mother, cosmic father, from the spirit realm. Let it fill up our hearts, our minds, our bodies, our energy fields, our lives, and flow out to the outside world. So we'll do it total 3 times. Here we go. Beautiful. Thank you so much for joining me in doing that. I'm just going to put this back here. You have to use both my arms today. Went to the doctor this morning, early. It's been a long day. Early appointment, and I got 2 shots, and so my arms are all sore. I'm like, what a wuss I am, but I'm like, I'm glad that I'm using a different software today, where in a moment I'll switch screens so I don't have to hold up the cards like this. I'll be able to have them down on my desk so you can see them. But hello, everybody. Good to see everyone. Hope you're having an amazing week. And welcome back, all my friends, my tribe. So happy to have you here. Feel your love, feel your energy, and your thirst for spirit, of course. We got some wonderful energy, of course, today with the full moon in Taurus. Venus rolls over Taurus. It's about our worth, about abundance, fullness of emotion. Of course, always a full moon. But there's a grounding quality to it as well. Also, Saturn has been in retrograde. Saturn, the planet of, the devil card, the testing and the rattling of our cages. Well, it's going direct today. So a lot of inner reflection that's been going on, like intense. And actually, we're even kind of getting out of eclipse season too. So we're going to start feeling a little lighter, at least not as internal depth energy too. So I like that. It's good stuff. Today we will be using the Tarot of Dreams as we dive into things. So I'm excited for that. And please let me know if you can hear me okay. And if the sound is matching my voice, we've been playing with some settings on the software, and I think last week I tried it and it was way off. It was like one of those old kung fu movies where their mouths would move and then they would hear it in English, and so hopefully it's more aligned today. All right. And if you're new to my channel or new to these readings, welcome, welcome. We got a great group of people, huge hearts, great senses of humor as well. Two wonderful things to have in this life. And, oh, it is off? Oh, no. Oh, well, when I go down here, you'll see the cards mainly, big. So hopefully that's not too disturbing. All right. Well, it is pre-shadow of Mercury retrograde too, so could just be weird things happening. Oh, just a little, like a tiny. Is the sound first, or is the video first? Like, does the sound come after or before? That'll tell me the setting on your guys' side if it and thank you guys for letting me know. I appreciate that. But if you are new to my channel, the free readings, I go down in order, first come, first serve down the chat. There's no special list. The chat is it. You just put your question out there. Or if you don't want to put your business out there, you just ask for a general reading. And usually put 1 to 2 cards for the free readings. If anyone makes a donation, I do honor that energy exchange. I step outside of the free readings, prioritizing those. Dive deeper, meaning I pull more cards for those too. And then when I'm done, I return back and continue down the list. My YouTube channel members get second priority. You'll see their names in green with their badges. I know there's some here. I saw them earlier. Hey, Kelly. Hey, Johanna. Welcome, welcome. Good to see you guys. So their free readings get second priority after the donations. And then I go on to the free readings. To make a donation, you can use the super chat at the bottom of the chat, or in the description box of the video. We do have Venmo, CashApp, PayPal, and Square. And you can make a donation of whatever you can on your heart. I know everyone's cost of living varies across the world by individual from day to day even. So whatever you are able to give is the perfect amount. I think that's the normal stuff. We are here. So the sound is first. And I did delay the video. Wonder if it'll let me do it live on here. Let me just see what happens here. All right. Whoa, simmer down. All right. We'll try that. And then let me also, and when I transfer over, and actually let me switch screens, and you'll be able to see. All right. Well, is it you didn't notice, but now you notice? All right. Hoof no. It's good. All right, well, we'll leave it as it is here. But boom, so now you get to see me up in the corner. And then also down here, you'll be able to see the cards here. Let me move my mouse a little out of the way there. So a little more high-tech, goody fun stuff, right? Oh, I'm going to bump out the chat here so I can move this out of the way and have you guys front and center. There we go. And live chat. All right, perfect. So we'll put that behind there. We'll have that here. Hoof, no. No way. You guys are so funny. Hey, Rhonda, good to see you. You're fine. So, all right, let me move the mouse a little more. All right, so let's get into it. I'm kind of discombobulated. Doing things different. I'm used to doing things a certain way. So when I do things differently, I'm like, I feel like I'm forgetting something. If I remember, we'll do it. But let's get into it. So I do have, let's see here, make sure my email's over here too, because I do have a CashApp that came through. Hey, Michelle. All right. So, first we'll have Johanna, and then we'll have Michelle via the CashApp. And then I always do that like I'm a German because I have German heritage. And then we have three from Nelia. Triple threat. All right. So let's get into it. So Johanna, let's give that some love and a like there since it lets me. And you want to know, how does M feel about you now? All right. All right. So let's take a look here and see what we got going on here. I just noticed that my camera's a little off too. I was moving stuff around on my desk, but we'll see here. All right, well, that's good enough. Good enough for today, for this moment. You guys are forgiving. All right, let's take a look here. Focus, brudda-zen. How does M feel about you, Johanna? Now, all right, we got that. Got that. They don't want that middle one, though. So we got these here. And then they want 3 on the bottom down here. All right, we'll see what this is about. Bottom of the deck, we do have the Fool card coming in, which is, of course, all about new beginnings. Very Aquarian energy, with it being Uranus. So, there is this, when I get the Fool card, it means a variety of different things, of course, but Spirit is guiding me more towards the energy that I'm connecting with, of wanting this journey that's free, without a lot of restrictions, supposed to's, need to's, intentions, blah, 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 that kind of thing. So, it's just, it's like a lion that doesn't want to be caged, but they want to go on adventures, and they don't want to be like with a bunch of people either. They want to go on an adventure with someone, but they don't want, to have like all this cage around them. They want to be able to, go on these adventures, right? So I feel like that's the underlying energy coming in. We'll see what else we have here. Yeah, you get the 7 of Cups and the Page of Cups. So definitely a lot of emotion with the 7 of Cups. A lot of different things all over the place that's coming in there, right? And the Page of Cups is a heightened emotion too. In their case, I feel like they're kind of spending some time getting to know their true inner love of themselves, right? Because they can't give more love than they have for themselves to others. But I just feel like they have the variety of emotions that are coming in. We'll get more detail here with these other cards, I'm sure. So I'll put those right there. Then we've got, here's the 9 of Swords. So a lot of fears. There's a lot of rules. And this comes back to the Fool card. Because the 9 of Swords represents a lot of those small T truths of supposed to be, should be, need to be, have to be, must be. And it's like, what's going on here, right? We have this, that's where that freedom feeling comes in. They're just like tired. They're tired, and they're almost, the 10 of Swords usually has with all these swords in their back, where they're just fed up trying to please people and feel disappointed and be disappointing to others. And so they've got, this kind of energy that's coming in here of, I just want freedom, and I'm tired of this going to sleep worrying and waking up and worrying about what people think. This isn't specific to you, but I feel like it's what's going on around them that's coming in here. Yeah. And they got the 6 of Wands. So there is mutual attraction, mutual energy going on between the two of you. There's Leo energy. But there's this, this is kind of the what's kind of standing in between them and the world, because they're just like feeling pressure from every area of life, and they're just tired. Yeah, they're tired. 10 of Wands, overwhelmed, burdened, all this energy that they've been investing in trying to live up to those things. And so, again, it doesn't come into being about you specifically. You're just part of in this vision that they have, this illusion that they have that everyone is judging them and everyone's holding them to this high bar that they have in their head. Everyone has a different high bar in their head from their human self that varies. But we think everyone's judging me by my own because I'm judging everyone else by my own, not knowing that everyone else has their own too. It's like their own grading system. But that's where this pressure's coming in here. Yeah, and they are ready for this ending of a cycle, beginning of new adventures. You have the World card here, and then you have the Fool card, which is the last card of the major arcana that starts all over the cycle here, but it's the freedom of it. They're done. The season is over. They're ready just to enjoy and not put a whole lot of, rules around what's going on in their life. Yeah, and then they have the Justice card too. Yeah, new season, episode 1. And the Justice card is, the balancing energy, and they have the Ace of Swords in the middle, which has to do with trying to see things from that higher perspective, see things from a place of unconditional love that allows them to cut away the small t truce, cut away those, all of these 9 of Swords, types of energy that's there. So I feel like, there is attraction there. There's a lot of different emotion happening. So there's some good emotion there. But it's like it's confused because you're in the emotional storm with everyone else. And that's just how it has to be. Because they are not in a place where they can, separate everyone out, if that makes sense. And see, here's that Devil card in the bottom, where there's the cage they don't want to be in. They are escaping the cage. They don't want to be there anymore. Yeah, you even have the 8 of Swords on the bottom, which is them becoming aware of the all those thoughts, beliefs, and mindsets that have made them feel blinded and bound and trapped. But until they realize, and I don't feel like they quite realize it's them, they're just like, why is there so much judgment against everybody? Well, it's them that's doing it. Their little inner child who created all these rules. And now they're going to realize through all of this, like, wait a minute. If this is happening with me against, it's kind of like me against the world. Suddenly you realize, wait a minute, maybe I'm part of the situation, right? So I like that. And then we have the Soul Truth Self-Awareness cards. Let's see, this is your, I chose these to be the fortune cookies for donation readings, because everyone gets a fortune cookie. Well, there it is. I want this one right here. Yeah. What can you burn? Burn, burn, burn. And I'll show this. I don't know if you can read that, but I'm going to read it anyway. It says, burn it all, the ugly lies, the pain, the shame, the criticism, the images that run through your head, the reminders of what you did wrong, and the proof that you are not enough. Burn, baby, burn. Your soul is calling. It's time for a rebirth. You are like the phoenix rising from the ashes, no longer attached to the past. You are free. Your wings are ready. Use them. And today's soul action is make the choice that you will no longer let the past define you. Pick up your pen. What will your next chapter look like? Oh my gosh, you can't even just, make that up. So this is like that whole energy of what they're going through too. And they're being a great mirror for you because you also get to experience that. What? Burn, baby, burn. Next chapter. Too funny. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. Hopefully that helps just understand where they're coming from. And this, I like this, you know, reflection back for you on your rebirth, on your, what are you, you know, thoughts and beliefs and mindsets are letting go. It's just a good mirror to kind of look at and go, all right, you know, they're going through their own little journey and little emotional, it's like the Wizard of Oz and they're in the house flying around and they're like, all right, you have that experience. I'm going to be over here having my own for a while. Yeah. So, but you're in your own tornado, right? Taking separate tornadoes to the land of Oz. Oh, I know. I actually saw years ago Wicked in live. They came to Denver, the troupe, and it was really good. I really liked it. And I read the book after that. Someone had it, and such a good perspective. It changes your whole. Again, it's like a perception thing. Like you look at the Wizard of Oz, and you're like, that wicked old witch. And then, yeah, Ariana and Cynthia. Yeah, I love Ariana too. She has that sweetness of Glenda. So, but have fun. All right. So thank you again, my friend. Excuse me. As I choke on my spit. Take a drink here. All right. And then Michelle, thank you so much for your donation via CashApp. You are up next. And you want to know, so you know that Melvin has love for you. All right. Will you truly be together in this lifetime? All right. Let's see what the current energy is here, Michelle. And I think some other people came in here. Hey, CJ, good to see you. Another one of my YouTube channel members. And Sean G. and Moonlight. Hey, everybody. Welcome, welcome. All right. So let's take a look here. Current energy. Oh, wow. All right. With Melvin. Will there be... Oh, well, okay. Cards are flying. Cards are flying out. All right. Look. Oh, my gosh. And they want that one too. All right. So, bottom of the deck, you have a unique card that there's 5 unique cards in this deck. 4 are Palaces of the 4 suits. Palace of Wands, for me, represents this energy of creating a space to express your passion, your energetic attraction. And I like that. So it's deep. It's huge. Energy that's coming in there. Let me just kind of move these cards around so we can see them all here. You guys didn't see all those that came flying out behind my picture there. So, definitely there's this, I kind of feel like there is this past life connection, this palace energy. It just feels so like drawn to each other, right? So there definitely is, and with the High Priestess here too. Peeking her little head out here. This is, she's the, mighty, powerful, High Priestess that can step away, and she connects to the high realms, goes behind the veil, but can dive deep in the subconscious. That's where our Akashic records exist and where things are there as well. Yeah. All right. Yeah. Okay. And then, whoops. And then the 6 of Cups, which 6 of Cups is one of my other past life connection cards. So definitely, you guys have tons and tons of energy that draws you guys together. There. We'll find out here. Are you guys going to be drawn together in this lifetime into true love and into that here? Yeah, so you got some interesting cards here. We'll see these. You got the 3 of Coins, which is about being true to your authentic self, and kind of going about things a bit differently here too. You've got the Knight of Swords, which is movement of thought and belief and mindset, and a pursuit of higher truth. And even with the Strength card, I feel like both of you are on this kind of path in this lifetime to really pursue that higher wisdom, that higher way of looking at things in life. And so I just want to see what these other cards are, but I feel like you guys definitely have like this energetic draw, but I feel like you guys would have amazing conversations about life and perspectives too. Yeah. Like the Six of Swords, movement, leaving old ways of thinking behind and moving to higher ways. So movement of a lot of thought, definitely here. And let's see what these are coming in here. All right, so you have a heightened love, a higher love that comes in with the Page of Cups. The Knight of Coins. So another pursuit here. You know, all knights have a quest, and of course the Knight of Swords seeks for higher wisdom and higher knowledge. That's what Swords air energy is. But the Pentacles is, it's like our Taurus energy we're experiencing today. It's the, second house of worth and discovering your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way. Let's see what this other card is here too. Yeah, okay, so Chariot, movement, victory, Cancer energy, Cancer sign, which a lot of emotion and the power of choice coming in here. I'm excited to see what this card is because I feel like this is the answer. They're kind of, showing you a lot of stuff that you guys are both, pursuing here. And the combination of these two are like your, in this lifetime, because you want to do things and like take this love to a whole different level. Like when you say true love, capital T, true love is beyond human. It's, humans can only love each other conditionally and only love each other to the extent that we love ourselves. And so we're always giving each other like, here, I'm giving this to you. And they're like, well, here, I'm giving you even less back. And you're like, woo, that's small t, true love. And we're like, well, there's got to be more than this. Surely there is this. It's like that movie. Is this as good as it gets? But with this is about turning inward and upward and finding your worth in relationship to the outside world in a different way because you're turning inward and upward, finding yourself priceless, and then the capacity to give and receive love to each other is there. Now, this Chariot power of choice card means there's possibility. It's all like we have, I feel like you guys will have, I don't say how you can't with all this past life energy just drawing guys together like magnets, but the extent of how much love depends on how much you find your inner self-love, because then when you are filling yourself up, then you're able to give that much love and receive that much love too. Otherwise, we're just, your guys are funny. We're just exchanging $10 Starbucks gift cards. Here, I'm giving this to you. Well, here, I'm giving that. Oh, thanks. It's empty, right? All right. And then just got to cover her up for YouTube. You have Temperance. And so this is patience and balance and transformation that comes in, through it all. And so there is this, it's like that possibilities. It goes back and forth, but that Ace of Cups that goes back and forth between two Ace of Cups is that magic that's going on there. So possibilities, definitely there, but to the extent of that it's there depends on how much of the self-love that you both connect to on the inside. So, but like I said, all these energies of past life connections, oh my goodness. I mean, you must have had tons and some steamy ones and some, warrior ones. And, I just feel like you guys have been buddies a lot in different lifetimes and playing tons of different characters. Not always romance. Sometimes brothers, sometimes brothers in arms, sometimes sisters in, high temple, and, but you've had a lot of different experiences. All right. And then let me take a look here. And this is your fortune cookie. So let's see what else they want you to know here. What else? For Michelle. All right. They want this one right here. I like it. So where are you called to use your voice right now? There we go. And it says, you have a soul script that was written to be spoken. Your story matters, and it's time for you to share it with the world. Today's soul action says, share your story with at least one person today. Be brave and speak your truth. Your voice will be the catalyst for healing in others. So I like that. They're like, well, while you're, working on all the other things, you have all of this stuff that you've gone through. You're an expert in being able to help people, overcome and see things differently and release things. So, when you look at your life, you're like, okay, what have I not only survived, but thrived through? And I can teach that. And I feel like that's what they're bringing in there. So hopefully that helps a little bit, Michelle. That's what they have for you right now, my dear. Thank you again for your donation. All right. And then we have Nelia. Nelia, you are up next. All right. So for your first super cool one there, let's see. Okay, that's your favorite. Yeah. Are we the people ascending to 4D? It feels like we're descending to 2D right now. But that's part of going to the 4D. We'll pull some cards to get messages from spirit, but 5D is when we kind of go into collective, where we're like a hive mind in a way, where we're all experiencing like a drops joining together into an ocean that feel everything. We already are that. We just don't feel it in our shielded, veiled human form. But the Earth did go to 4D, I believe, back in 2000 or 2012 or whenever it restarted this thing. The Earth was ready, and now 4D is like being able to walk with awareness of who you are, In our 3D, when we're just all consumed with our fears and the physical world, and we don't really oh yeah, spiritual stuff, yeah, I get it. But this is like when we become aware of our higher self, and we join together and walk hand in hand together. And we are headed into that with 4D, because you can see the light getting much lighter, like the temperature of unconditional love getting warmer and the fear getting colder. So it's becoming more distinct and more evident, that which is a fear is way of fear, and that which is love is way of love. And that little gray area is diminishing to where there's going to be a fine line between the two. So, yeah, good question. I'm glad you asked that. So, what will it be like? Let's see what Spirit wants us to know. First of all, will we be going? What will it be like? I like those. And then what about the help from the other side? Because we can probably use it, right? There's this guy walking around today in the grocery store when I went to pick up my meds, and they were like in a Superman outfit, and people were like, are you a model? Are you doing this? I'm like, no, it's something that I do. He just does it. I saw him dress up as Spider-Man and other things before too, because he walks around. And they just looked at him, and I was like, hey, we can use a superhero right now. We'll take what we can get. All right, so will we be going into 4D? Yeah. So we got the star card. There we go. Beautiful energy of moving above. I'm just going to have to put her to where, well, I'm going to order some little stickers to make things, because some of the cards are a little not appropriate for YouTube. But The star card is, that energy of a star in the sky, star seed in a way, but it is about connecting to ourselves, definitely there. Here, I'll put this card here. And then we've got the Page of Cups. And the Page of Cups can be a card that's, it's like number 11 in the cup suit, which is about, being going to another level in love. So that's a confirmation for me there too. Yeah, and Knight of Wands, pursuit of our energy. Our spiritual energy is increasing. And then, the Five of Coins. The Five of Coins is when a combination with all those especially, it's the card that's about our old beliefs of lack and of the earthly piece of feeling left behind and abandoned transforms because we develop a trust in Creator and a trust in Spirit. And that's a big difference that happens in the 5D world too, is that we, 4D even, it's like you're not attached to all the fears of humanity, of not being enough and all this stuff that has to happen in order to be good enough and lovable and blah, blah, blah. 4D is when you turn inward and upward and you discover that eternal unconditional love, and you define yourself by that instead of the outside world. And it brings in that, that type of energy that comes in. So I like that. All right. Hey, hello, Nelia. Sorry, I wasn't paying attention to the chat there if you had any questions on that. So I like that. And then the other part of your question was, what will it be like? Yeah. Joy and celebration, 3 of Cups, and community and feeling. It's not quite, 5-dimensional, not 5-dimensional. Well, it's 5-dimensional, but it's the 5th dimension, 5D, where we feel everything that everyone feels in the moment. Like we're experiencing it as, it's like we're all on the same ride, experiencing it all together versus individually. It's like instead of a bunch of bumper cars bumping into each other, it's one huge bumper car, and we're all experiencing bumping into something together. I don't know why they showed it that way, but because it's fun. It's a theme park, and it's fun. It's the difference of roller coaster scary rides and fun, bumper, kind of energies. But definitely celebration, connection to the spirit world it's like you walk with spirit. Yeah, and the sun. So joy. 2 of the most beautiful, abundant cards. The sun shines bright. It's warmth. It's aliveness. It's abundance. We're full. We're like a sun. And so very much it's like we feel we're without nothing, and you walk upon the earth like that. Will we have other help? Got the 5 of Cups. That's an interesting card to come up to ask if there's going to be aliens and different things assisting us. And I feel like they're saying no more than they are now, because you can even kind of see like this shining light just shining down from above. We're consumed with our 3D. Here's the 3 cups, the 3D emotions, of fears, the spilt cups, the broken cups, disappointing, lower vibrational energies that are rooted in fear. And then they have been guiding us and will continue to guide us. We'll just be more aware of them with the 3 of Cups. Because ETs and, angels and everyone, those that are at a higher vibration, it's almost like we're all one. When we get down to it, if we can rip the veil off of everything, we would see that we're all fingers on a giant creature with a bunch of arms and hands, in a way. We're all together already. And so they already feel and remember that we're all one, and that we all experience it. We're like a giant ocean, of all these drops that have the entire ocean within each drop, but we're also this huge ocean of drops. And we all get to feel and experience, and there's nothing that is hidden, with all that. So I like it. And they're like, yeah, just like always, we'll just be more aware of how much they've been helping us, because, it's like someone putting, $1 million in our checking account every day, but we never check our checking account because we forgot our password and we don't know how to access it online. And so we don't know. We're like, I don't know. And they're like, well, are they going to help me when I get to? They're like, yeah, they're going to continue to put $1 million in your account, when you ascend, or when you start raising your vibration, you remember, oh, I remember my password, or you ask for a new one and you have access, and you're like, oh, look at what they've been giving me all this time, right? The world is not as crazy as it has been. It appears to be crazier than we're used to. But, there was times when, World War I, World War II, there was mass, Alexander the Great taking over the world, all these people doing a lot of stuff. And though it seems like, it's because, one, we're more aware of what's going on across the entire world, whereas before, you only knew what happened in your town and maybe in the town next to you, but it took weeks for information to get to you about something that happened, because everyone was so contained, and it was just very few people traveled. That's why strangers are always looked at like, ooh, who are you? But, and it's all our story, right? Because we can look at, we don't see the world as it is, we see the world as we are. So if we feel like it's crazy, there's craziness going in here. I have crazy thoughts in here. And I know, like election week, I had crazy thoughts, and it was a good reminder, because when it finally just all kind of just hit, I suddenly realized how drawn out I was back out into the physical world regarding that, and the future, and the fears, and things like that, and everything going on. And I'm like, but then I felt my higher self come in so much more deeply, and I'm like, wow, now I know why I wanted to experience this. I needed this. I needed it to shake me, to make me really question, do I believe what, do you practice what you preach? Do you walk the walk and talk, or just talk the talk? And it was good for me. Personally, it was stressful, but suddenly, and then all these cards I've been getting are just amazing. I've been doing a lot of my own personal readings and going, okay, what did I want? What gift is in this for me? What gift is there? Possibly a gift here? And boy, we can really see it. So, it can happen. Let's see what your fortune cookie is here, and then we'll head on to your other questions here too. All right. So this is this. How can I deepen my trust right now? And that's so much it. Do I trust you, Creator? Do I trust you, Spirit? Or is the world, are we on an out of control drama train that's about to leap off the tracks and explode? Or is there purpose behind things? And this reminds me, and I'll read the other side here too. When I first was moving away from here, and I had so much I had to get done. When I was moving to be near my family in Idaho for a couple years, and I was like, there's no way, and I'd freaking out, and then a creator I would just feel their nudge, and do you trust me? And I would stop and really just ask myself, do I trust you? That's a good question. Put me on the spot, but I do trust you. And then I'd feel relieved for 15 more minutes till I started freaking out again. And then eventually I would start to freak out, and I go like, no, I trust you. And then I feel like that's what's happening here, is we're realizing we're going to do what we can, but we do what we can out of love in the world. Because when we're trying to everyone tell each other how we're supposed to be and who we're supposed to be, that doesn't do very well, does it? I know I don't like it when people go, you need to be this way. And I'm like, well, look at the three fingers pointing back at you, dearie, But your message here on the bottom is this, and I'll read it. It says, trust, surrender, let go of the wheel. You can trust. You can trust yourself. Trust fully in yourself so that you can deepen your trust in others. Trust creates safety, and when we feel safe, we feel unstoppable. Today's soul action is let go and trust. Today, find your center in the chaos and be certain with yourself so you can deepen your trust in others. And that's what happens too when we get drawn to the outside world, right? And I feel like I have to control the entire world and how people vote and think and do and blah, 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 and rule or whatever. And, please don't let there be a dictator in the world. I need it to be how I want it to be. Oops, I'm the dictator now. Everyone needs to do what I think they should be doing. Well, who's the little dictator that's coming into the scene now? But that's what's coming in there right now. So let me just make sure here. Okay. All right. So that's what they have for you. Hopefully that helps a little bit there, Nelia. Thank you for your first donation. And for your second one, we got the hey, whoop, whoop, whoop. And thank you for your additional donation. So a general reading on one of your past lives. All right. You've had many, so we'll see what Spirit wants you to know. I'll give you a little mini past life reading. If anyone does want past life readings, I do those. We dive in deep, and there's a link in the description box if you're interested in any of those. But I love past life readings. They are, it's like, what is that? So that's this will be who you were. And then this is what unfolded here. All right. What happened to you? Let's take a look here. And Spirit will always bring in the past life that's important for you right now in your current life too. So I like that. So you got the Palace of Wands on the bottom. So there was definitely a lot of energy, a lot of we'll see if were you a royal? Oh, wow, look, you got the Tree of Life. So this is the Kabbalah, and this is interesting. So in this lifetime, you were a studier, well, like a philosopher or a follower of the Kabbalah, because they had the Tree of Life and how to, to come here. In fact, I'm seeing like a picture of like Yentl, or because they were rabbis and they were learning to be rabbis. But it was like a mystic rabbi is what you were in this lifetime here. And this is where that energy is coming in, because the mysticism is what brought you extra awareness and stuff in that lifetime. Let's see what we have here. Yeah, look, you got the Palace of Cups. So getting deep into the emotions. You had the Hangman, which is definitely seeing things from a higher perspective. And then also the Five of Coins, the Five of Pentacles, which here's that change of lack, right, that we were talking about in your first reading. And, this is our whole, the one is like our higher self, and then we take this pathway and kind of lower our vibration until we take our place in the physical world. And I like that. It's like you have a lot of this knowledge from your past lives, especially this one, a lot of knowledge about seeing the world from a deep place. With the Palace of Cups would be like past life energy. Like you've got a lot of past lives and you were able to, in this lifetime, connect to a lot of that, which made you really see the Five of Pentacles in the outside world in a different way. And that's what happens. Like when we when we have this connection to like all that's why I love doing past life readings too, is because when we see all these different lifetimes that we've led, and we've led so many, and we will lead so many, and we're living a bunch of different types of existences and different universes and dimensions all at the same time too, it just takes you out of the smallness of this lifetime or the largeness of this lifetime, and it makes you see that it's not as large as we think it is, right? It's like going to the moon and looking at the earth, and like, God, it doesn't seem like so bad up here. And the further we go away, and we're like, oh, that's, you ever see those the social post memes or whatever, where they have like the Milky Way galaxy, and they have a little dot and they have a little arrow and go, you are here. How do your problems feel now? It's like, oh, they're nothing, and that's kind of what you learn through this, is that the priority and the realization of things aren't as bad as I've been taught to believe they are, and that when I do see things like that hanging man from a higher perspective, that you can gain clarity. So I love that. I feel like you learned a lot here. Let's see what else you did in this lifetime. Yeah. So the world card, you really took things to a different level. I feel like you helped create like a different branch of the, of Judaism, or, because that's where the rabbis and stuff, started. But the mystic Kabbalists kind of went, we're going to go over here, and we're not so stringent under all these rules and stuff. And if you ever have an opportunity to look into the mystic Kabbalists, especially of the past, you might feel like it resonates, and you're like, yeah, I can feel that, that energy. But you did help end an old cycle of how, because they were all about the rules and the laws of the Old Testament. But when the Kabbalah, because that's what the Bible's rooted in, the Kabbalah, the world card is like, all right, we're taking it. We've done that, but there's more, and we're going a different route, and it's freer, because this ends and it starts off in the full card, right? So, and then this happens here. So we take a look here. Yeah, so you had the 9 of Wands, which was perseverance. Of course, you were met with a lot of resistance, so you had to fight through there. The Knight of Cups, and this is learning the pursuit of higher love. I feel is like really important here, because that's what the Knight of Cups, they're in pursuit of the Holy Grail. And not that you were really looking for the real Holy Grail, because I feel like this was before Jesus's time, this lifetime that you had. So you weren't looking for it because it didn't exist yet. But you knew that there was more, and especially with you, being able to dive deeper in and see things differently. You have the Palace of Cups, being able to dive so deep into that. It's like having visiting Atlantis at the bottom of the ocean. It's like you were able to go down there and really sit in this beautiful love energy, because you got the 3 of Coins too. So this is community and doing things together. So this does show that you were not off on your own. You were a part of a group that had different beliefs, but it was rooted in love and the unconditional love of the higher realms rather than the judgment. And then ultimately, you had the 5 of Cups. So there was, you did experience a lot of disappointment, because I feel like people turned away, and there was this group, a large portion of them, when push came to shove and their lives were threatened, they denounced it and didn't pursue it anymore. And that's where I feel like you might have been thrown into kind of a prison or a jail of some kind. It just feels like that with this picture, like it's the window, there's like light coming through a prison window, and you're in rags, but through all that, I mean, you still learned a lot. And I feel like that's kind of where you're at. And that's why they want to bring in this one for this lifetime, is that even though sometimes it can feel like the entire world turns against you, it doesn't mean everything that you've learned and everything you're growing and learning through it, that it's any less valuable. So I like that. And then, especially the amount of energy and the aloneness. I just feel like, it was the disappointment in the beginning, and that everyone, if everyone had stood up, then they wouldn't have been thrown in jail because there would have been too many. But because majority of them were like, okay, we give in, the few that didn't got thrown in jail. But you guys enjoyed your hermitude anyway, being there. So I like that for you, because I feel like it's important for you to see that in this lifetime, that, even though you, there's a lot of people that feel and think different ways, that you can stay true to your authentic self. That's also the Three of Pentacles. And that you can stay true to you and not feel, just know that other people had a fear and they weren't ready to do it, but you don't have to let any of that hold you back from living your adventure and your journey. No one can define you, because even in those moments we're like, well, we're going to imprison you and you better do what we tell you to do. You're like, no, and he still meditated, and I mean, you still meditated and went to different places within your, astral traveling, and you were doing all this other stuff with this energy, that it didn't matter where you were in the physical world, because you had this, that tree of life where you're like, look at all these different people. If you look at the tree of life, every one of those was like you experiencing life at a different vibration in a different dimension, or as humanity too. And so he was able, I keep on saying he, but you were able to, still grow and experience life there. Yeah. And then your fortune cookie for this one: does my life have room for more pleasure and play? And this says, in what area are you lacking pleasure right now? Maybe in certain relationships or with work. Is it possible to shift the seriousness of life to experience a more creative, wild, and playful side of you? Today's soul action: what would happen if you added more play and laughter into your life? What area is lacking this right now? Take time to play. Let go of any need to produce anything. And enjoy the adventure, right? What a great card for that. All right, so that is what they have for that one for you. And Nelia, thank you again for your multiple donations. And your third one here, with the wink, wink, anything you need to know and anything anyone or anyone coming towards you. All right, let's take a look here. Let's take a quick sip here. Whoops. Come on, mouse. All right. All right. Give these a shuffle. All right. So anything you need to know right now? Okay. I feel like those, or go with that. And anyone heading towards you? What do they want you to know here? All right. So what do you need to know right now? Yeah, you got the Four of Cups. Emotional stability. You got the moon in Cancer here too, which I think we have a full moon in Cancer coming up in January, I think. Somewhere around there. I know we have one because I have it on my calendar to do a readings around it. So I know we have one coming up, but there's definitely emotional stability. I think we talked have we talked before about plotting and following the moons, like what obviously today the moon is in Taurus because we have a full moon in Taurus, but every 2 to 3 days it changes signs. and how it impacts you and how you can make the most of that energy. There's this great astrologer. Uh, what, I forget the name of her channel is, but she says, use astrological energy, don't let it use you. And that's kind of what I feel like the message is coming in, is how you can use that beautiful emotional energy that changes every 2 to 3 days, that gives a different taste and a different, because it moves from fire to earth to air to water, and then goes through the other four and then the other four. So we're always changing elements every 2 to 3 days. And so when we realize that, we can create like a little dance and, dance between the different energies and use them, like put things on your calendar that you really have to think about on days where it's in the air, because that will be, helpful. And then the days where you want to do emotional things, on water planet days or water moon days. So I feel like that's important for you to do that here. Yeah, the Knight of Pentacles too, Knight of Coins, is about seasons, and that because it's the slowest moving night, and it's the slowest moving night because there's, it's moves slower than our inner energy, because there's 3 months of winter, 3 months of spring, 3 months of summer, 3 months of autumn. And so this is all about tracking the moons, tracking the seasonal energy too, with the equinoxes and the solstices. So I feel like they're being kind of nudged to kind of, don't know if you're interested in astrology, but to really investigate and have it be fun, not like studying, but what it brings for you. Yeah, the 10 of Cups. This is like, it brings you joy. So I feel like this will do this here. And the 8 of Wands too, which is a lot of energy that's coming in through this. A lot of emotional energy. Yeah, well, it makes sense. When you're following the moon, you make the most of it, and so your emotions are at their maximum abundance, because we're not being thrown all over the place and beat up by the emotional moon energy. We're grabbing it and creating stuff with it, and look at that, boom, right? And then the 8 of Wands is messages from Spirit too, and trusting as you look whatever resonates, because you could study someone's birth chart for your entire life and still not find everything in it. So a big piece of studying astrology is following your intuition. It's very much a intuitive art of looking at things, because it's like, what is Spirit drawing you to look at? So maybe you like it and you're interested. Yeah. So I feel like they're saying here, moon, follow moon energy, especially right now. And then we still have a month until the winter summer solstice around the 21st, 22nd of December. So, start with moons and then get ready for the solstices and just see what you glean from them, right? Yeah. It can. Yeah, I mean, it's the waves. Are we going to ride the waves, or are we going to get slammed by the waves? And then, is there anyone headed your way here? Do they want anything here? They're saying here right now with the High Priestess, this is all about you looking inward and upward, raising your love vibration, being in tune with who you are. And there is going to be someone with the 6 of Wands. It's going to be a mutual spark and attraction that comes up. But, even with her, her connection to the moon is so important here with the High Priestess. So they're definitely saying focus on moon energy and astrology and live your passions. And in doing that, that's where you'll find the spark with someone. But they're like, do this first. Let's see what your fortune cookie for this one is. All right, this one here. Yeah. Am I focused on what I want most? I know, I am too. And then you have this that says, one reason so few of us achieve what we truly want is that we never direct our focus. We never concentrate our power. Here we go with that moon power. Most people dabble their way through life, never deciding to master anything in particular. That's from Tony Robbins. And today's soul action says, what you focus on grows. So today ask yourself, is my life a reflection of my values, or do I need to make adjustments? Prioritize. So I like that. It does feel like mastering your emotions through the moon energy and the awareness of it. So I like it. Yeah, I agree. I'm so content being solo. Go ahead. I don't have time to fit anyone into anything. All right. So thank you again for your triple donations. I really appreciate that. All right. And then we have a couple from Moonlight. Moonlight, congratulations on being a member for 2 months. I love that. Thank you so much for your wonderful comment there. And then we've got Nikitha, and then Sean G. And then I did get a CashApp from, I think, Antoinette. So if your name is different from the CashApp, then just make sure to, Opulence. There you are. So Opulence, be sure to put your question down below too. So when I get there, I'll be able to answer that for you. So you can pop it down there right now if you want. But I'll have just a few in front of you here. Sorry. Falling off my chair. There we go. All right. So Moonlight, for your first one, is that money coming out of your mouth or green? Okay, so you want to know, what does Spirit want you to know being over emotional today? Well, Moonlight, it is a full moon, right? In Taurus. So, and Capricorn energy, Saturn has gone direct. So that's good. But let's see here what they want you to know. What's besides moon energy, what could be impacting you here that they want you to know about? Okay. You have the Seven of Coins coming in here. This is that earthy energy of Taurus too, which with the full moon in Taurus, it will amplify, whatever energy and emotion we're focusing on. But I feel like here with the Seven of Coins, the Seven of Pentacles, like the last thing that grows on the fruit tree is the fruit. And I feel like there's this bright light being shown in an area of your life where you've been patient and you're just like, God, when is the fruit going to come out of this? And I feel like it's not desperation, but it's like on the verge of giving up, right? It's just like, I'm going to chop down that tree because it's not producing fruit. And it's like, just give it time. It always, unfolds perfectly. But we'll see what else comes in here too. I just feel like that with especially today, this full moon is just kind of focusing on an area of your life that you feel is a little empty. And let's see what else is here. And we got the Tower card. Tower energy. We'll put that up here in the corner. And then you've got the Eight of Coins. Yeah, here it's like you don't feel like this will ever show up here. The movement of 7 to the 8. And the Eight of Swords. So there is this movement of thought and belief and mindset here. These two eights with all this is flow. And, there is this fear and I feel like you're having, this awareness being brought up on purpose for purpose so you can let go and go, you know what? Like we were talking a little earlier, do I trust you? Do I trust the Creator in spirit? And when they ask me, I'm like, I do. Your Cancer Sun, Taurus is your rising. Oh, there you go. Yeah, so definitely a lot of emotion. And then Taurus is hitting how you're seeing the world. That makes sense. And, but there is like this, letting this go, letting this, or seeing, in it a different way. Just knowing that it's going to, oh, that's what I was talking about. I was like, Spirit, where was I going? I get, brudda-zen, squirrel. And they're like, here, come back here. We were talking about, and I forget again. They're like, focus. But there was, the, trusting timing. Because it was like, creator would ask, do you trust me? I'm like, I do. I do, I do, I do. And they're like, do you trust my timing? Oh, well. Oh, fine. Yeah, I do. And I feel like that's kind of something that this energy is helping you with, is to go, all right, I don't need to be patient. I just can be trusting that things are going to unfold, right? Yeah. And here's the Palace of Cups. So you definitely are swimming deep into this place here. And I feel like, don't be afraid to feel the feels. I mean, of course, your Cancer side, you're like, duh, I do it all my life, but just allow yourself to go and sit at the bottom of your emotional ocean and just kind of sit with, where do I feel empty in my life? And is that true? And have some good reflection on that, because I feel like there's some release that comes in here. Yeah, the Five of Wands, definitely a transformation of energy from lower vibrational to higher vibrational energy that comes in with that. Yeah, and that will bring you to this place. I've got two palaces. Palaces are unique to this deck. Most tarot don't have them. But you got creating a safe space to experience your emotion, and then also creating a safe space to experience your passion, but also your anger and frustration. Those emotions that, oh, those are bad, I should not feel those. We came down here to feel those. You have permission. Just don't kick a puppy or a kitten. Hit a pillow, scream into a pillow, something like that. And then you have the Eight of Cups. Look at all these eights. So this is triggering some movement, because you've got the Eight of Swords, the Eight of Cups, the Eight of Pentacles that comes in here. And so you definitely have this flow that's happening. Because think of eights as having four on each side. There is this movement that comes through. And that could be, if you feel I feel too much, it's like, that's that restriction of, well, I'm too emotional. I've been told I'm too emotional. I know when I was growing up, I was called a little baby because I was so emotional, because I have a ton of water in my chart, and a stellium in Pisces, and a kite grand water trine and water and all this stuff. And I'm like, now that I look back at it all, I go, oh my God, I'm surprised I didn't kill other people or myself when I was like a toddler. But I do feel like you have this great opportunity just to look at that, and if you feel like you're feeling other people's emotions, then of course, about creating a bubble, cleansing, purposely. I think I've shared with you the true gift of an empath, and there's new people here, so let me share it just in case if this is resonating for anyone else. Being an empath can feel like a curse sometimes, and here's two short videos that I made in my Take 10 with Zen a while ago. But one of them is about the empathic bubble, how to create a bubble around so you don't take on everyone's emotions onto you, and to kind of recognize the difference between what is other people's emotions, what are my emotions, and then of my emotions are bubbling up because I'm sensing someone else's emotions. So it's like three different areas. And then we can understand those. And then the true gift of an empath is how we can generate unconditional love energy within ourselves and push it out, creating this big bubble and helping other people who, yeah, yeah. Yeah, you feel, but then, we can become, I know for me anyway, I could become so emotionally distraught I was no good to anyone. In fact, I was draining on other people. but but that other thing is that we can help people because we can't choose other people's emotions, but if we push out unconditional love energy, which is the true gift of an empath, it's like, because sensing it and not being able to do anything about it would be like being able to see the future and not being able to change it, right? So empaths are given the ability to sense other people's emotions, and then we can push out unconditional love energy, which makes it easier for people to choose higher vibration than lower vibration. Or in the case in the beginning, I could go into a room and bring it down in a minute with my icky lower vibrational. People would be like, "Oh, what's going on with you?" They were all laughing until I walked in. Now they're all, "We're going to go somewhere else," So it's a great gift that we can have. Wow. And then, am I in my head or in my heart? So that's a good question. With all this talking about heart stuff, right? Am I really in my heart, or am I in fear in my mind? But this is your message, your fortune cookie, and I'll read this here. It says, "What is the quality of your self-talk? Our brain is like a muscle. If we condition it daily, the fears and limitations will take over. Mastering our thoughts is about being the creator of our own life. Where your head meets your heart is where miracles happen." Today's soul action. Today, master your mind. Watch an inspiring video. Do some tapping, the tapping that people can do. Read an empowering book, or write out all the reasons why you believe in yourself and your dreams. All wonderful ways to purposely change our vibration, right? From lower to higher. Not that there's anything wrong, but if I'm tired of feeling lower vibration, I'm the only one that can change it to higher. So I like that. So thanks for asking that question. I feel like that helps all of us. All right. So that was the first one. And then your second donation with that boom. What are feelings and thoughts about you now? All right. Let's take a look here. What are ours thoughts and feelings? Thoughts and feelings about you now. Anything else? Okay. Like they want those two. Got the bottom of the deck. We got the Knight of Cups, the movement of emotion, the emotional warrior that's here. So let's see what else. So thoughts. Okay, well, we got Two of Cups. So that's kind of telling there about feelings. So they've got the feelings there of important relationship and emotion. And the Three of Wands. The Three of Wands is they're seeing things here emotionally in a different way than they thought they would originally. And in a positive way, though, I feel like with this here, because, here's the Cancer sign. There's this like desire emotionally to take a different course, take a different ship than they had originally thought that they would. And then their thoughts here. Let's see what their thoughts. Well, so they have higher thoughts. They got the Page of Swords. So clarity that's been coming in for them here too. And the Page of Coins. So they are seeing the worth of you, the worth of we, and of themselves in a heightened way here. A lot of clarity, a lot of energy coming in here. So they do see things in a different way with all of this. And I want to see more here. The Seven of Coins. Ugh! Is this the area of your life that feels empty? Because there's that 7. The Ace of Wands, though, shows action and new passion and energy being ignited here. And the Emperor. So there's that Aries fire energy too. So I feel like it's them saying, hang in there. the fruit is growing, and they're in the process here because both of these energies are about decisions, and it's divine masculine, like magician energy, where it's, I'm going to act, I'm going to move forward, I'm going to do these things. And so, but the emperor is them figuring out, what is it that I want, and I'm creating it, and putting all these other opinions aside by all my advisors about things. And so this is why they're kind of making up their own mind, evaluating things in their own way. But they're not the fastest mover with those things either. But I definitely feel like there's a heightened, well, you've got the emotion there, of course, but heightened thoughts and beliefs around it, and the external world too, around worth changing. We got all four, because you've got water, air, and the earth and the fire. So you got all four elements that are swirling and coming together. It's just a matter of waiting for the seasons, right? It's like, well, we need the winter, we need the spring, we need the summer to get to the fall harvest, but it's like waiting through it all. That's, the challenge, right? For our human anyway, because we're used to on the other side. It's almost like instant gratification in a way, because we want to know something, we want to be somewhere, we're there. Here we have to walk and journey. And they corrected that. We don't have to, we get to. We come down here because we get to take our time from getting from here to there. Even though it drives our human side crazy, it's like what we wanted to experience, because it's so different from what we can experience on the other side. It's like what? It's like going camping, right? It's like people live in a mansion, they go camping, and you're like, why would you give up all that? Because I love connecting to nature. It's like, wow. So here you go. So your fortune cookie is, what am I waiting for? Someone else to do it for me? And here's the other side of the video, and then I'll read it. It says, are you waiting on someone else before you can take the big leap? What if you were to take life into your hands and forge your own unique path? Put your heart into action and ask yourself, what risk can you take to move towards your dreams? Make a decision and do it. No more waiting for others. Do it scared. Take the leap. So today's soul action, no more thinking, only doing. Be brave and you will discover what you are really made of. Wild soul, strong heart, can't lose. I love it. Boom. Great card. All right. So that's what they have for you, my dear. So thank you for your dual donations. I appreciate that. Good to see you. All right. Let me see here. So Nikitha. We have Nikitha, and then Shanji, and then to La Opulence. All right, so Nikitha, thank you for your donation. Let me give that a love and a like since it lets me. And you want to know, will your current flatmate move out in December and the new flatmate move in? So this current flatmate is causing a lot of chaos. Inform the owner to send them out. What will happen? Oh, wow. All right. So let's take a look here. See what your spirit team wants you to know. All right. So one will flatmates exchange in December. All right. One card there. And then what will happen as a result of this coming in here? I feel like they want these. Yeah, I figured there was 1, 2, 3, something unfolding here. Ooh, and an extra bonus. All right. Bottom of the deck, we got the 7 of Pentacles, which is always our lovely patience card. But we'll see what unfolds here. because there's also a second meaning of this, which means the fruit that has grown is rotten and sour, and I don't want that tree anymore. I want a different one. So that could also be happening. Let's see here. Does the exchange happen here? Well, yeah, there you go. Six of Swords. Movement from choppy waters to calmer waters. 3 swords being left behind, 3 swords coming back in. Movement. So I do feel like there will be movement in December with that situation. Let's see here now with the landlord and the whole situation. What do we have here? And we have the Devil card here. Now, there is a lesson in this flatmate being the devil incarnate, right? I have all this space. I can move these things up. Because the Devil card, of course, this is realizing the cage that we have ourselves in. And we have individuals that come into our lives that shake and rattle our cage so that we can, see the things within us. So like when we talk about like people are causing problems, people are causing chaos in the world. People are doing this, people are doing that. What people are doing is just doing. They're saying things or not saying things, doing things or not doing things. Where the story comes in with the Devil card, with the cage that we have our mind in, is this story that comes in saying that is not acceptable. That is wrong. And then that triggers emotions, and then we have fear, and then, we go into 2-year-old mode with our pet hissing cat, and then, then there's just battles going on. A 2-year-old fighting another 2-year-old, because the only time humans really do stupid things, as adults anyway, is when they're in fear. Because when we're in fear, when our little child self feels unsafe or out of control, we go into fight or flight mode. Alarms go off. It pushes out our compassionate, loving, intelligent brain, and we revert back to our 2-year-old with its pet hissing cat, and we react from that place, doing whatever we feel we need to do to feel safe again. And so when that other person is doing that, if my inner child, if I don't protect my inner child and go, oh wait, this is not about us, this is about what's going on with them, let me find out what's going on with them, then we don't react and cause a war. We respond compassion, and we understand what's going on in someone's life, and we can understand what's happening, right? That's what we can do. And these things happen in our lives. Outside world will continue to show us what we want to see about ourselves until we see it. And like, that's why we say we can run from one devil right into the arms of another one, and it's like, well, you think this other flatmate is going to be it, but they could be even more trouble. Or a different area of our life, we have these other teachers that come in. So when you look at your old flatmate as a teacher, you can still do the exchange, but don't lose the lesson, I feel, is what they're saying here, because the lesson is repeated until it's learned. We've asked for that. It's not punishment. It's like, you will learn. It's like we've asked. When I go down there, keep this lesson coming till I get it, okay? I want it to, all my teachers keep showing me what I want to see about myself until I see it. So bring them. And they're like, all right, sign here and initial there. Sign this waiver, right? And so I feel like that's what they're kind of wanting to know, you to know about that situation is. Sometimes there's too much damage done where we can't repair an interaction with someone. But you can still glean from the lesson so you don't have to repeat it, right? Yeah. And here we go. You got the Death card. So here is a renewal, a beginning, and an ending that's coming in here. And the Two of Swords is, closing our eyes, opening our heart, but also a choice, between things coming in here. So there is this battle that goes on with the Two of Swords between our head and our heart. And that's what I kind of feel is coming in here with these cards, is just this realization that the battle may end momentarily, but there will be a new skirmish that will raise its head later if we don't, because the war is happening in here, not out here. And so other people will continue to do stuff that will make us judge them as being wrong until we question those judgments that are going on inside of us, right? Yeah. So there's all those rules, that's all these expectations and things. So there is definitely lessons to be looked at with all of that, right? Let's see here. Yeah, Five of Swords. Here's the conflicting energy. It's like the Two of Swords in a way, but got the Palace of Swords. So there's a lot of, this is a safe space of communication, but also a place of learning. So that reinforces that. Oh gosh. And then the Palace of Cups, also understanding the deep emotions that are flowing below the surface regarding the situation too. So, and the example is like if we, I used to have a friend who would go from job to job to job, and they were like, these companies just never appreciate the work that I do. And I have to go somewhere else where I'm appreciated. And I kept going to different places. And they asked for me for a reading, and so I was doing it and I'm like, you know what? I go, this is a mirror for you. You don't appreciate yourself in some way. And so these companies aren't appreciating you. So the lesson, you're going to continue to experience that until you realize what it is that you don't appreciate about yourself. And they were like taken aback and they were like, wow. And they spent time reflecting and journaling and everything. And they were like, they found it. And then they found a company that appreciated them. It's like, that's the way it works. Our outside world is a reflection of our inner. So that's what they're saying here is that, you can still, there's a lesson to be learned to grow from as well. Yeah, and the Ace of Wands. So there's this new spark, this new passion, and this also is a message about energy. Whatever we focus on is what grows and expands, right? So if I focus on something I hate about someone or something, or like a job or whatever, it could be whatever. If I focus on what I hate about it, my energy says, you know what I love, universal? Like what? I love hating that. Can you bring me more things to hate? And they're like, sure. Because our energy is doing that, right? Also, if I focus on what I fear, what I'm wanting, what I'm missing, I'm pushing things away and I'm drawing in fearful things because my energy is what controls my life. But what's great is that I control my energy. Even though we're taught growing up, focus on your fears, focus on what's missing, focus on what may happen. We're all taught that growing up, but we can reach this point where I can choose to focus on unconditional love and joy and laughter, especially gratitude. What am I grateful for in this situation? What am I grateful for about this person? And when I start focusing on that, what happens? My energy is telling the universe, I really enjoy when this person does this. Oh, good. We'll bring more of that into your life, either through them or through other people. All right. And I really am grateful for, having abundance and for all this times that you provided all this stuff. Oh, good. Well, I'll bring you some more. Right. But if I'm focusing on I don't have enough, then I'm telling the universe, I really like lack. Can you bring me some of that? So I like that energy here. Well, the Six of Swords, because the original question was, are they going to move out and move in? And they were like, yeah, with the Six of Swords on the bottom of the deck again. Oh, sorry. On the bottom of the deck again. So that is the movement. And there's no shoulds from the spirit's point of view. There's just different choices with different experiences. The big thing, as they were saying, is that the things happen in our life, they're not happening to us. They're happening for us. And we can ask ourselves, why did I want this to happen for me? And I can see the gift that is being given me in this situation. It takes a lot of deep breaths and stepping back, or eventually reflecting backward after it's already happened. But I feel like because you're asking Spirit, they're showing this in advance, going, you know, there can be, you know, a transition, and you could choose to move out if you wanted to too. There's no wrong, no right, right? But we can go, well, they want me to move out. You know, why don't I? Do I love the flat that much, or do I not want them to win? I gotta win. I feel rejected, so I'm resisting or retaliating, or, you know, or it's like, well, thank goodness they're giving me an out. I'm going to go find somewhere else to live that's even better. You know, we can look at it when we're able to step back out of the pain and the kind of the victimhood that we take on in life, which we come down here to experience. There's nothing wrong with it at all, because we all do it. I know I did for many, many, many decades. And it's great when you realize I don't have to if I don't want to. And then you can see the gift and go, oh, wow, look, I can go over and live over there for cheaper and with someone that's like two peas in a pod, and I don't have to worry about any of this. All right, you know, so you can sit with it and see what comes to you as well. All right. You're very welcome, Nikitha. So hang in there, my dear. Many blessings to you. Thank you again for your donation. All right. And then let me just look at timestamps here. Yep. So Sean G, you are up next. So thank you for your donation. Let's give that a love and a like here. And you want to know, what are S's feelings towards you? Would he make plans to see you if you reach out? All right, let's take a look here. So what are S's feelings towards you first? All right. Boom and boom and boom. All right. So we'll put those up over here and we'll take a look at those. And then if you did make, if you reached out, would they make plans? Okay. No, it does too. Okay. So they don't want the bottom of the deck. They just want to go with these. We got the King of Coins that's coming in. And the King of Coins is someone that, you know, is pretty focused on the outside world and trying to achieve things. I feel like with this card, they're really distracted on trying to find stability in the outside world. But let's see here. But they have the Six of Swords. This is letting go of some old ways of thinking. This can be movement across water, too. Let me see what this other one is here. Yeah, they got a Five of Cups. I don't know if we've gotten this on them before, but they do have a lot of disappointment that they tend to focus on here, and they're trying to, it's like they're trying to achieve stuff, and then they fail. And they're thinking, if I change locations, or I change this, I change that, I change this, it's like they're really, I want to say they're fluid right now with their outside world and how they feel. And I'm getting, and I don't know if this is like their everyday state or if this is a time in their life, but, you know, it's like ADHD kind of energy of, I've got too many tracks running and they're falling off the tracks, and then I'm trying to put stuff back on the tracks and something else falls off. Or the spinning plates, right? The little, you know, how they have on sticks and they have to keep all the plates going, and oh, psh, psh, and they all start falling down. I kind of feel like that's what they've been going through, and they're kind of focused on trying to find stability in their world. But let's see, will they make plans if you reach out? Got this Six of Coins. They got this equal giving and receiving here. It's also the codependency card, awareness card. So I feel like this is going to give us more around this for here, because I feel like they're, you know, pretty much a good give and receive person, and I feel like that they may, I'll see here, but I feel like they may, that's something that makes them feel good is when they're able to give to others, you know what I mean? So we'll see. So we have Ace of Wands. So there is that action energy. We have the Empress. So, of course, that's the you with your your sensuality and your comfort that you bring. And, so there is this, it's like you brighten their day, you bring them grounding. They're looking for grounding, and I feel like you bring them grounding. I was going to say, it's like the Queen of Pentacles, who is the divine counterpart of the King of Coins. Well, here she is. So that just kind of says it right there, Queen of Coins. So I feel like they would do that, but just realize that it's going to be more focused on themselves than on, like, for you. It's going to be like, yeah, I need someone to make me happy for an evening or, an outing or whatever. It's like, no, I'm not your mother. But they, that's the Empress, this nurturing that they're looking for, and the passion, the attraction. But they also feel good giving. That makes them feel good. It's like that's part of an enabler, right? That they like to give to others because they define themselves by what they can give. So I feel like they would, but I feel like the spirit is kind of telling you to keep an eye on that. Just be aware of that's kind of what they're going through right now, and it's, more stability they're looking for. Oh, and I don't know. Nikitha, if you're still here, I don't think I gave you your fortune cookie here. So let me know if you're still here, and I will pull one for you. All right, so yours is... Isn't this a great question? What if it was easy? Oh, right. So let's take a look here. This is your message. There it goes. And I'll read it. It doesn't have to be hard. Call in the universe, the stars, the angels, and all their powers. Find the solution. Would you take the next step if it were easy? It's time to expect ease. Call in grace and receive guidance. You are supported. Wow. In today's soul action, list 10 possible ideals for your soul's current calling. Lean into ease. It's here. You just have to say yes to it. Wow. I love that. So that's your fortune cookie there, Sean. So many blessings to you. All right. I don't think Nikitha is with us any longer. So, all right. So, Sean G. All right. Yeah, so perfect. Thank you. La opulence. It looks like you sent a second donation too just now. Okay. So for your first one here, just to let everyone know where we're at. So I've got La Opulence, and then we have here Maria via the PayPal, and then we will have Brenda. Hey, Brenda. And then back to La Opulence if you have a second question there. All right. So you want to know, why did your person come back around reaching out on your birthday if he was happy with someone and planning to breadcrumb you? Oh, I know, right? Well, let's see what was going on here inside them, right? Of course, when there's always a reason why a human does things, but then there's the higher reason, the one behind the scenes, below the surface, which is for us, right? So, before I find out here and we kind of look at what was going on with them and their little world, it was for you, and you can look at it and go, okay, so what bubbled up within me when this when this drive-by, happened, what bubbled up for me to be able to look at, because that's why it happened for you. And you can look at it and go, okay, so these emotions that popped up, okay, where's the fear in it? What was I trying to control? What were my expectations? Allows you to do that inner reflection to release those triggers to where it won't impact you in a newer relationship, and that's why. And also, we've got this Mercury went into pre-shadow on Monday for its retrograde, which draws old people from the past to come back and reflect and help us learn things. Yay! And it's just started. It's going to be a few weeks. All right. But let's take a look here. So that's why he was doing that. That's why it was for you. So you can look and see something there. Let's take a look here and see. All right. So why was he doing this? Okay. Got those. Oh, okay. And then these. I feel like these are the path and these are what was going on below the surface in them. So we'll take a look here. Yeah, so this just reinforces here. Here's your higher self helping your human self learn and grow in this lifetime. So it's like, who ordered this? Why did I want this to, come here? Well, your higher self ordered it so that you could learn through it and grow through it, right? So let's see what he was doing here. Yep, so he has the Six of Swords, which has to do with a movement of thought and belief. Three of Wands, a different direction. Oh no. And then the Palace of Wands, a safe place to express their passions. So I feel like, this energy where when someone leaves someone else, and then because, they're not making me happy, and then they jump into a different relationship with someone else and they're not making me happy. Usually, they'll go two ways. They'll either go, well, what is it? Well, this person isn't making me happy. Well, this one isn't. Well, this isn't. And they'll go from relationship to relationship to relationship, going, why am I attracting all these unhappy people? Well, it's because they're unhappy on the inside. Sometimes, which is what's happening here, and they'll go, well, I think I had it good with that one, with this other, my old one, maybe I could go back to that. Or maybe I could have both, because maybe I need both to make me happy. So there's a lot of this external, them trying to find their worth in the outside world and trying to find out what will make them happy in the outside world. But the secret, what do they call it? Spoiler alert, this life is designed where the outside world does not fulfill us for very long, if at all. We eventually become disappointed in the instability and the disappointments and everything. We turn inward and upward, and then we find the love that we've been looking for, which is the love from our higher self, from the spirit realm. It's eternal, it's unconditional, it's stable. You can never lose it. It's amazing. And then we fill up with it and it overflows out to the world, and then we are able to see the world differently. We're not looking for the outside world to fulfill us. But this is what, they're going through and why they did this, kind of, I'm going to go see, maybe I'm going to test it out. Maybe I jumped ship too soon, and maybe I could go back. Or maybe like you said, maybe I could have both or maybe more, And I feel like when they did that, if they did reach out and then they were like, oh, nope, I'm not happy, because they're still unhappy. And it's like, no matter what mirror we look in, we're going to see the same reflection till the person looking in the mirror changes, right? I'm always going to see me until I change. And that's what he's doing, is he's going and changing a lot, right? Let's see what else we have here. Yeah. So they are whoops, sorry. I'm used to doing it up here. Over here, you got the Five of Pentacles, the Five of Coins, which is the energy of lack and being left behind, being left out in the cold, these feelings of lack. So that's what's below the surface is their self-worth is so low, they're trying to find it in the outside world, and that's what's happening here. And yeah, and they are trying to find the perfect partner with the Queen of Swords. That's one of my cards that indicates like the perfect compatible person that fits like a glove. But the Eight of Swords is where they're headed, which is about them understanding their thoughts and beliefs and mindsets that don't serve them anymore, right? That have been lying to them and that all these, this is what someone needs to be in order for me to be happy. That's what we learn is like, oh, nope, nothing in the outside world can make me happy. So I feel like that's what was going on and why they did it. And hopefully that helps a little bit, with going, oh, well, yeah, that's about them, not about me. And so it wasn't intentional to do anything to you. It's like a little kid that's starving, that's just running all over the place trying to get people to feed them. And the only thing that will feed them is what they have in their own heart, right? And then your fortune cookie for that reading is, what expectations do I have that are impossible to meet? Then I'll let you see this and then I'll read it. Just for the video, there it is. And it says, the expectations we have are mostly delusional and impossible to meet. That's, what we were talking about with him. We then experience disappointment with ourselves or with a relationship when they are not met. It's time to dissolve your expectations and replace them with gratitude. And today's soul action is be grateful. You're being summoned to more peace. Peace is home for our soul, and it is accompanied by trust. It comes when you surrender and focus only on what you can control. If you expect nothing and are grateful for everything, you'll experience extreme fulfillment. Yeah. And that's what we talk about when we all have these thoughts and beliefs about who someone is supposed to be, what they're supposed to do, how the relationship is supposed to be, how I'm supposed to be in the relationship, and got all these expectations. But that's what sucks the life out of relationships, because when we have all these expectations and these rules around relationship and love, then we're focusing on what's not being met. We're focusing on the lack, right? But when we get rid of all these expectations and we just love unconditionally and we don't have all these rules, then we focus on the abundance of what each other are giving instead. And who doesn't want to be in a relationship where all you do is talk about what you're grateful in one another? And who wants to go outside a relationship when you're like, oh, wow, I have it made. I have this wonderful person who appreciates me and loves me so much. Why would I want to go outside of it, right? But unfortunately, we're taught to focus on this long list, and that's why the divorce rate is so high, and, it sucks the life out of a relationship. So, all right. So hopefully that helps a little bit there. La Opulence, so many blessings to you. Thank you again for that donation. All right. And then, let's see here. So we have Maria. So I'm going to be on for about 5 more minutes. And then I'm going to come back around. I go spend like an hour or so with my Praying Mantis members. And then I will come back on and finish out all the donations, of course, and then all of my YouTube channel members. Their names are in green with the badge. I'm not going to be able to get to any of the other free readings. And I'm so sorry. I wish I could always complete all the readings, but I will be back on tomorrow morning and tomorrow night. And then on Sunday. Sundays are different where I just have my morning session, and after I go spend an hour with my Praying Mantis members and eat, I do come back on in the afternoon and finish all the readings from Sunday morning that I did not get to, so you'll be sure to get a message. You can still continue to try on Saturday and Sunday, because sometimes I do get to free readings Just there's sometimes where I don't. So my apologies. I wish I could, you know, that's my struggle in life is not being able to bring everyone their messages. But I will return. All right. So, and I don't know if Maria, are you here? What I was going to wonder here, if you would mind, since I'm in the energy of La Opulence, that I would just do her second reading, and then I'll come back and do Maria and then Brenda as well. When I return, you guys will be up first, of course, and we'll dive deeper into that. And then I'll, of course, also complete all my YouTube ones. All right. So you're not answering, so maybe you're not here. So you won't know any difference. Oh, now you will. All right. So that's what I feel led to do. So La Opulence, for your second one, you want to know, is the divorce final for Ken and the other party? You feel someone is pretty much in the way, and he acts like he does want to do your own thing. You're pretty much feeling she's still the foundation of what I laid the groundwork for. Okay, let's take a look here. So is the divorce final for Ken and the other party? Okay, I feel like these here, this one here. All right, we'll have the Eight of Wands. So there is action and movement, a lot of action and movement that's happening with the Eight of Wands. So let's see what it's talking about here. Yeah, got the Devil card. So there is definitely the shaking and the rattling going on here. And yeah, the Ten of Swords. See all those expectations I was talking about? That it's all these expectations, the small t truths of the supposed to be's and should be's and need to be's and have to be's. That's what creates the cage. The Saturn Capricorn energy is what rattles our cage to bring the expectations up so that we can see what's making us feel blinded and bound and trapped in there. So this endings and beginnings, and let's see what else we have here. Yeah, that Seven of Pentacles has been coming up. Let me see what this other card is here too. Yeah, the Palace of Coins, and what's the final one here? The Ten of Coins. So in this case, with these tens and this energy, I don't necessarily feel like it's finalized, but it's in the process because we've got all of this conflict that's happening here. And in this case, with this Ten of Coins, it's just like the harvest has come and they're like, it's not what we thought it was all cracked up to be. But they've got this foundation of worth and maybe money and abundance and tied. I don't know if they've got like tied, energy that's here. And so I feel like this is them saying that the divorce is in process, but they're really kind of battling a bit over the stuff, the physical stuff of the outside world that's coming in here. But this Eight of Wands does feel like it's a lot of energy, a lot of friction, a lot of, heightened, emotions that are there. Mm-hmm. Yeah, this was for your second one here. Was that your second question there, Opulence? Or was that a continuation of your first one? I took it as it was a different question. So let's take a look here. All right. So yes didn't help me. It was an either or question. So let's take a look here. So your fortune cookie for this one is, am I willing? And here is your message here, and I'll read it. You are on the edge of something great. Can you feel it? Yes, there's risk, uncertainty, and imperfections ahead. Failure is certain, and vulnerability is a requirement. You must be brave and trust yourself more than ever before. You will reach the dream, but you must stretch yourself into a whole new level of belief and willingness in order to move forward with courage. So today's soul action is be brave, follow your heart's compass, and lift the lid on your own dreams. Today's mantra is, it's possible. And, I'm feeling that energy, whenever we get, the heart loves who it loves, and I get that. But sometimes the heart doesn't know any better, and it will, it loves somebody and they choose someone else. And like I say, they get married and then they get divorced, and we're like, oh, you're choosing me now. Now I'm going to be different. No, it's like if they didn't change, you're going to end up in the same situation as the other relationships, right? It's like when people cheat on other people and then they think it's going to be no, they end up cheating on them with someone else. You see the patterns that unfold there. So I feel like they're saying, you have a bigger dream than that. You deserve more than that. You deserve to be with someone like you that can communicate and give and keep up with you and reciprocate, and that fits, instead of where you're giving 90% all the time, right? So I feel like that is what is coming in for you there, La Opulence. And like I said, I'll be back for Maria's donation and for Brenda's, and then for all of my YouTube channel members. Let me just grab some print screens here so I can make sure to get everybody's. But it'll be about an hour or so, since I'm going to go spend some time with the Praying Mantis members. And thank you guys for all the thumbs up and for all of your thirst for hearing from Spirit. It's a joy to be able to communicate, and thank you for trusting me and connecting. All right. All right. So I grabbed all those. They do want to leave. It's just what's keeping them from completing and finalizing is like they're bickering over the conditions of the divorce. Like, no, I want more money, or no, I want that, and I want that. No, it's like no, you're asking for too much. Well, no, you're not giving me enough, and so there's that, they're in the process, and there's a lot of flame around it, but I feel like they're, battling over the stuff. So it's not that they don't want to leave, they just don't want to leave with less than they want to leave with, financially, monetarily, possession-wise, the dog, whatever it may be. All right. So hopefully that helps. All right, hang in there, my dear. All right, everybody, I need to jump over. The other one's about to start, so I'm going to head over there. So thank you guys again for all the love, all the support. Remember, every second of every day of your life, you truly are eternally and unconditionally loved by the Mother and the Father of all things, our Creator. And of course, I love you too. So until I see you guys again, much love. Hang in there. Take care of yourself, and we'll see you soon.